Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At. Today we are looking at The Fall, and in the background I'm just doing the setup to the little alpha build I've been set to try out this game. It's a point and click sci-fi type game with a really weird premise that I like a lot, but we're going to just jump straight into it. There we go. I've put the brightness up a lot even though you're not supposed to, because it's a fairly dark game and rendering and uploading to YouTube makes videos darker. So yep, as it says there, if this is by Over the Moon, it is a company out of Canada. Vancouver as well. What is it with good indie devs coming out of Vancouver, Canada? And there is the people we are playing as, and I don't mean that as a mistake. Also, I like the kind of, when I saw this cutscene, this is an early alpha, so you know, it's all subject to change. It reminded me a lot of Metal Gear Solid in that the cutscenes in the first MGS game on PS1 had this weird filter over the cutscenes to try and create the impression of being better than the in-game graphics. I don't mean that as in a disparaging way, I just thought it interesting, it looked like that. So we are both playing as the person inside this robotic suit and primarily the AI of the suit. Because of that crash from space for unknown reasons, the AI in your suit has to take control because your human occupant is unconscious, perhaps in a coma, perhaps dying, who knows. And primarily the game is point and click with gunplay elements that you will see, because I do plan to try and get through all of this alpha build. So loading successful, minor damage, health monitoring system is offline however. And the person who's inside our suit, Jack, he's been unresponsive for 30 minutes, so protocol states that he must take control in order to find medical attention, which makes sense. And very slowly our suit will get up. It's a very Limbo-esque kind of aesthetic to the, maybe not as dark and obviously not as monotone as Limbo was, but I still like the dark. So we have to look around and examine 2 points of interest. This is how you do everything. Currently I'm using the 360 pad. The full proper thing will have mouse and keyboard support, however at present it does not. So if I hold the torch over something long enough, it examines it automatically. He entered from here about 50 feet underground, and then there's some blood and broken glass on that stone over there, which is a bit suspicious. So now I have full movement. I can move left, I can move right, I can jump, although it's a bit clunky at the moment. They do warn because this is obviously an alpha build, some of the animations are a little more clunky than they would like. I should also point out that there's an ongoing Kickstarter that ends on the, as I look down to my notes, 9th of October. They already have met their minimum funding requirement, however there is still time to reach those other stretch goals. In fact, as of me recording this, they have recently passed the mark which they wanted the amount to get on the Wii U, so the game will be coming onto that as well. So we've got a little pile of robots here that are all damaged synthetics, and there's also a pile here. And nothing much else we can do here, and a broken terminal which would have opened up this grating in the floor here, but we can't go there yet. So we're just going to keep on going this way a little bit. Oh, we're going to examine the toolbox. Now obviously I played through all of this alpha build once already, so I know what I'm doing. Well, I say that and I pick use instead of pick up. Ignore me! I wonder if it will let me do a bit more than I'm supposed to know at this point. Let me test something. So obviously you are going to see the solutions to the puzzles that are in this build, but there's nothing overly complicated. One thing had me stumped for a little bit, but that was just me being a bit silly. So he can control the grasp of the hand he's just found. I can't remember what the suit's called. It has a numerical name for sure. So it looks like there's something hanging there from a crucifix almost. It's bleeding, but it's cloaked. So I should try and network with it. So by the way, to bring up this menu I'm holding right bumper, which is a little cumbersome, but obviously when it's a keyboard and mouse it'll be easier. So we're going to try network. Network interface is disabled. And now he's asking the person inside to help him, but obviously the person inside is unconscious. So if I check my status, this is all the available abilities that your suit will eventually obtain. However, if I try and activate the network interface, I'm not allowed to. An organic superior officer has to do it unless there is an automatic override. You have to put the pilot in danger and then it will automatically unlock. So there we go. We may have a problem, Jack. I can't get access to my subsystems without authorization. I may not be able to help you. And then there's a little bit of funky screen tearing there. And on second thought, that's I've noticed a few kind of minor grammatical and spelling errors in the text so far. On second thought, I might be able to find a way to bypass the system lock. Stand by. So that's us now got a main objective to try and decloak that suit by finding a way to activate my networking capabilities. So we'll go over here for another look anyway. There's a security panel, but it's burnt out. There's also a little detector here, and when I get detected, it brings up a barrier there, and also the gun up there would normally work, however, because that terminal there is busted, it's not. So there's a key card in the system there, and I'm sure you've already guessed what I'm going to do to grab it. I'm going to use the robotic arm I pried out of that pile. And there we go, I have myself a security card. So as I wander all the way back to where I need to use this thing, I will just say I thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough of this. I loved the setting and the theme of you playing as the suit rather than the person within the suit per se. And there's not much story to go on so far, however this appears to be a planet where robots are judged on whether or not they're useful, and if they're deemed not useful, they get decommissioned. And your usefulness is called into question quite a few times. So a control panel, but it needs a key. It just so happens I have a key. Oh wait, did I just... No wait, no, that's the one that doesn't need a key. I... Just use it. What am I doing wrong? It doesn't look like I need a key. Yeah, I was right, so it's just... Oh, I was pressing... I keep on getting pick up and use symbols mixed up. Anyway, this is going to take us up where we need to be. Eventually. And we're heading over to the left here. Is there some more stuff to explore here? Oh, there's something there to examine. An old metal pan, relatively clean. We will... Nope, once again I mixed up use and pick up. We are going to take that metal pan. And I believe I need a keycard to get in this panel. Now the only thing with using your torch to examine things is sometimes if you get too close to the thing you want to examine, it might do that, where you can't quite see it. So yep, need a keycard. This is where I use that. And we're going to wander into this dark warehouse. And have our first conversation. With GLaDOS. Artificial life form. State your primary function. I can say hello or I can say what. Neither of those are an answer to the question. I'll say hello. Greetings, I'm Mark 7 Arid. Arid is the name of the suit. Okay, I'll try and remember that. My intentions are peaceful. What is your designation? State your primary function. And I'll have to say what. That's a bit confusing because you can technically say hello again and it repeats the audio. I would personally think that needs to kind of disappear after you've cleared that path if it's not relevant to what you need to do. What is this? You are being evaluated for depurposing. State your primary function. No. Depurposing, answer, leave. I will answer politely this time. I didn't do that. I wonder if you can guess what answer I picked the last time. Answer. My primary function is to assist and protect the human pilot of this armoured combat suit. Human occupant, please confirm your status. Impossible, he has been unresponsive and is most likely unconscious. Evaluation failed. Unit is unable to demonstrate a valid primary function. Initializing complete neural wipe of the target. Negative, that will kill ... And my data is being wiped as it. I love this visual effect as well, it fits perfectly what's happening. Intrusion detected, so this is my backup systems kicking in. The user's death is imminent because Arid is shutting down, which unlocks the ability to activate my network interface to fight off this creature. Well, AI I guess. There we go, I can now use network interface. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to network with this computer and kill poor GLaDOS. There we go, and now I have access to my networking capabilities. That means I can go back to that cloaked figure and network to uncloak him. So we'll pull out the sword again, gun, and use... I almost made the same mistake again there. Automatic evaluation log, self-reprimand. Through my action I allowed this pilot to be placed in physical harm. Physical was spelt wrongly. Recommend is spelt wrongly as well. I recommend, and upon. I recommend termination upon review of this log. Reconsideration. Required networking subsystem activated as a result. So he was about to say that after the mission he should be shut down for semi-accidentally putting his human occupant in harm's way, but then he kind of realised, well, in doing that I might be able to help him, so therefore he deletes the log. Anyway, there's no well, I am kind of running at a trotting speed, so now we're here at the cloaked guy. I am going to network with him, and that deactivates the cloak of someone wearing the same kind of suit as me. Several of my inputs are damaged. Please state your designation and intention. I am Arid, on board Marks, blah blah blah. Does your pilot require assistance? Negative. The human inside this suit is dead. That explains the blood. Oh, I accidentally picked what happened here. How did you get up there? My pilot was attacked and rendered unconscious. The locals accused me of lacking purpose. I was overpowered and taken here as a result. It has been 3 days. My pilot has surely died. If he's been losing blood for 3 days, he is most certainly dead. Understood. I will salvage your power cell and deactivate you. Yes, that is acceptable. So that's kind of your next main goal. You're to shoot the winch, hanging him on that cross, not cronks, to get him down. However, the gun you're using is broken. Now I could technically ask him these questions, none of them further my goal because that first answer kind of gets you what you need. I don't know if this is freely available. It might be once the Kickstarter details are met, but it is an alpha, so I'll pick one more question to ask. How can I pass by the motion sensor of the gun? Do you know how I can pass by the motion sensor? Your integrated camouflage system should work. Now the problem there is that's also locked out. So tell me about the locals then. Can you tell me about the sentient life that inhabits the area? I was put here by several artificial intelligent machines. I've yet to encounter any organics. That sounds like a lie because... yeah, if I ask for his gun, you'll see why that's a lie. Do you have a functioning weapon? Mine has been damaged. Yes, but not here. It was thrown on the ground when I was placed here and a small animal grabbed it. That's organic life! There's a contradiction there. In fact, these firefly type things are organic as well. Possibly. They might be robots. It ran down through a crack in the floor, so there we go. To help him, it was attracted by blood. That is actually information you would require to work out what to do here. Because if I try and shoot the winch up there, my weapon is malfunctioning. So what I'm going to do is... where's the blood dropping from his wrist? Oop, there's the blood dropping from his wrist. I'm going to collect some of it in this pan. Now this is the bit where I was playing through the first time. I was a little bit stumped how to get the animal because I was being a bit silly. So if you come all the way over here, because he mentioned it went down in a crack on the floor, I thought, okay, I'm going to try and work my way out how to open this shutter into the place below. That doesn't work because the console is utterly smashed. You can't repair it. And then I came over here and I was like, well, next to this bloody rock there might be a clue, and there's actually, I don't know if this is a visual error or whatnot, but there's actually a crack there, and I thought, oh, this is the crack he's talking about, I must have to do something here, but there's nothing to examine. So that had me stumped a little bit until I went back over here, and what was that? That was what I was looking for. So, can you work out what to do? I'm going to use this, and then quickly jump off it, and then get down after that rat thing. So we are kind of approaching the end of the fall alpha build. Remember, it is early alpha. Everything you're seeing will be worked on, and it's definitely reached its funding goal. So it can only get better, and I really like what's here so far. I love the theme, I love the visual aesthetics, and it does combat pretty well, which you're about to see too. So we're going to jump over here, and oh, this up there is that grate I was thinking about opening. Extensive amount of destroyed robots in the background. That is a pretty big pile of dead robots. So there is the creature I want, however he's hiding in there. So if I come back here to its nest, I can put down the metal pan filled with blood of my former compatriot. Get back over the crate and see if he comes out. So I'm just going to walk over here. It may not be audible because I've turned down the game noise a little bit, but you can hear when the creature's coming out. So if I walk slowly, there he is, drinking the blood. However, if I get close, he runs away. So that isn't what I do. As that pop-up tells me as I examine, I have to network with the gun and blow the rat to smithereens. And now I can get a functioning firearm. So now you'll see the two new bars in the bottom left. The top one is my energy, which is both my shields and my ammunition. I'll have to test firing just to show you. So there you go, that's firing. Using energy, there you go. Your weapon and shield energy use the same. Keep an eye on the light blue bar. The one below that is your overall health, or the suit's functionality, I guess you could say. So if you are taking damage to your shield, you potentially can't fire because you have no ammunition, as it were. What does it want me to do again? Oh, to switch between flashlight and laser sight, yep. So the laser sight is better for combat, the flashlight is for examining and seeing in the dark. Because keep in mind it would normally be even darker when it appears, it's just I've bumped up the brightness as much as possible. Now there's a robot over there. Gunshots detected. Disturber of the peace, lay down your weapon and prepare to be depurposed. No! I will not relinquish my weapon. Subject, I am resisting arrest. Stop there, criminal scum. All units in the vicinity, we finally have a target. They seem relieved about that for some reason. So hold L trigger to continue. That's because I'm crouching and then I'm going to get into cover. Several enemies in the fall are much more powerful than you. Be sure to stay in cover until it is safe. That is true. If you just kind of throw yourself in there, it is going to be messy. So he's going to take some shots at me and then I'm going to miss his head. My mistake. I'll try again. There we go. Headshot. And then we're going to move on and it's going to immediately teach me another tutorial about combat, I believe. How to get into vertical cover. You tap L and there you go. I'm hiding behind this. Once again, I missed his head. It's a bit hard to aim with the right stick. I'm used to using my mouse for this kind of thing. And then we're going to move on again. Hide over here. I can see the glow of an enemy up ahead, but I'm going to have to get closer to trigger him because I don't think he's going to pop his head out. So I'm going to vault over this and immediately get into cover. And now I've got to take out these two. Damn. Pop your head up. Thank you. Pop your head up. That wasn't your head. So I'm going to wait for my energy to recharge a little now. I really do need to get headshots to make sure. Oh, I let him shoot me and I lost both the rest of my energy and, you know, what was that, about a sixth of my health just from one shot? So if combat does play a bigger part later in the game, that shows it will be a little bit challenging. There we go. Okay, if you get a headshot, you pretty much one-shot these guys. If you only body shot them, that was what, 3 hits, 4 hits? And now I'm going to clamber my way back up here. Oh, yeah, there we go. And there we go. And go shoot down the other robotic suit. Let me just double check these firefly things. Are they organic? Bioluminescent insects. They're organic. Some of the text needs to be changed. Inconsistent. Now let's see, the cloaked suit should be over here. And I'm just going to immediately shoot down. Sorry. And then we're going to have to harvest his power cell. I will now deactivate you and salvage your power core. Wait a moment. What do you intend to do with my power cell? I've discovered a practical use for endangering my pilot, and that's pretty iffy. ... Impossible, you are faulty, cease your activity at once, and Arid doesn't listen and removes the power cell, so that fellow suit is now gone. So, we are going to repower this system, and the reason we're doing this is so that the elevator functions, by the way. And we're going to put in the power core into this. Now that activates the lift, but it also means the gun is back online. So what's going to happen here? We need to deliberately get hit. Yeah, there we go, our shield is broken, time is slowed down. User death imminent. Imminent? Yes. Camouflage required. Status screen has been updated. Go to status screen, camouflage system, and now we have access. So Arid is kind of not morbidly using the fact that, you know, he can put the person inside him in danger on purpose. He's doing it for the greater good, you could argue, I suppose. So now I do have camouflage, and I hold left. And now the gun doesn't see me. However, you can't move when you're cloaked, that's the only thing. So we're going to walk over here. We're going to wait for cloak. And then hopefully I moved close enough that I can just... Yep, there we go. And now we're going to take this lift. I believe I need to put the security card in again, which I do. And going up here, I believe, is going to end the current alpha build of the Fall. There you go. Oh, there's a little bit of menu overlap there, I think. Yeah, there needs to be an extra space. So that was the Fall. I am very impressed by what is here so far. I haven't played a decent point and click for a long time, so I'm going to keep my eye on this one. The Kickstarter is still going at the moment, even though they've met their target. They're at 27,000 out of their 17 they wanted. It's going to be on iOS, Android, and thanks to reaching stretch goals, PC, PS Vita, and Wii U, as of me recording this, the Kickstarter ends on October 9th. That was the last part of what I had to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video. The Fall, one to keep an eye on. Thanks for checking this out. Stay tuned for more.